Good afternoon, YouTube. I'd like to welcome you to another edition to my new channel. This episode, I'd like to introduce the stars of the show. That's right, the two beauties in the garage, BMW M3 and the Corvette Stingray. For this episode, we're going to go over the E46 BMW. Talk a little bit about it, a little bit of the history, all the modifications that I've done, and just, general review, how it drives, as a partially a daily driver. Yeah, so let's get right into it. This is a Mola Red E46 M3 convertible. So, my dad and I purchased this vehicle about, I want to say 7, maybe 8 years ago. Had about 50,000 miles on it. We got about 100 and just over 110,000 now. She's aged a bit. You got some paint fade. The top still works great though. No leaks there. Major damages or major, I guess, blemishes would be on the hood of the car, where the clear coat's starting to peel off. But other than that, mechanically, she's in really good condition. The wheels are actually from an E92 M3 that I had, that I swapped over to this car. This car did not have original BMW wheels. I love these wheels on this car way better than the wheels that it came with. I have them over here. They were some aftermarket wheels. Not really so sure about them. So, more about the car. She's got the burnt orange interior, which is one of the things that my dad really was drawn to it when we were first purchasing the car. Love the interior. You cannot find an interior like this anymore, and it is in very good condition. I'll pull her out and we can do a better walk around. Get in this puppy. Oh yeah. Got the inline 6, making about just over 300 horsepower. 6-speed manual. Gotta love that. You gotta have at least one car with a manual. This car's seen some age, but she runs good. Red line is just over 8,000 RPM. Got an aftermarket radio system in there. But yeah, mechanically, like I said, everything works great. However, there's a lot of electronic faults on it. Sensors, there's some wheel speed sensors that I think that aren't working correctly. So there she is. It's a 3-liter inline 6, I believe. Individual throttle bodies. Made it to the 6-speed transmission. Motor is all stock. Modifications come in the suspension, wheels. I put some eye-box springs and can't really see them in there. But those are new shocks, Bilstein shocks. The mono gas tube. The other things that it needed were some new bushings. The rear trailing control arm bushings on these cars tend to go bad around, with this so many miles and age that it has. Yeah, you should have seen them when I took them out. The car, when we would drive it, it was about a few years into owning the car, it started to, you would go around a corner and it would want to squat over a little bit extra than it really needed to, or really should. And it was like extra play in the rear end, and we were always wondering what the heck was going on with it. And it was the rear trailing control arm bushings. We took it to a lot of BMW shops, aftermarket shops, dealership. No one could figure out what was going on with that. And I had it up on some jack stands one time, and I was looking at it, and the bushings were just completely deteriorated. So yeah, the rear trailing control arm bushings. If you ever want to pick one of these up, check those out, because that will severely hinder the performance of these vehicles. But after I replace those with polyurethane bushings, this thing rides like it's on rails. And yeah, so traction control doesn't work, like anybody needs that. StabiliTrak, or the I guess the braking version of the traction control that it has, does not work as well. The ABS does not work. But who needs that, right? And it's got a set of mufflers on it, and I'll rev it up so you guys can hear that in just a second. Alright, let's do a little rev. Alright, probably next thing we should do is take her for a little spin, and I'll try to do a little vlog. My first attempt. I'm gonna grab the GoPro and yeah, get one of my little suction cup mounts, and we'll hook up the GoPro and do a little drive. By the way, the neighbors just love me.